Tell Me a Story, brought to you by COVID Recovery Iowa. Greta and the Dark Cloud, written by Lena Simpkins and illustrated by Alina Shabelnik. Greta and the Dark Cloud. Greta was eating her oatmeal one morning when she looked out the window and saw a tiny dark cloud. "I think it might rain today," said her father. "I heard that a storm might be coming our way," added her mother. "Oh no," thought Greta. "I don't like the rain, and storms are loud and scary." The rest of the sky was blue, the sun was shining, and the birds were chirping. It did not look like it would rain or storm. Just in case, Greta put on her yellow rubber boots. She tied a warm sweater around her waist and stuffed her shiny new raincoat into her backpack. A little while later, on her way to school, Greta glimpsed the cloud again. It seemed to follow her as she walked. "It's a good thing I wore my yellow rubber boots," thought Greta. "My feet won't get wet if it rains." She walked the rest of the way to school with dry feet. By first recess, the cloud had grown larger. The wind rustled leaves in the trees and blew through her hair. Tiny little bumps formed on the back of her arms. "It's a good thing I brought my sweater," thought Greta. She untied the sweater from around her waist and put it on. Inside the sleeves, her arms were warm and cozy. The bumps disappeared. She played tag with her friends until the bell rang. Greta thought about the cloud all through lunch. She thought about it again at reading time. Later in science class, Greta thought about the cloud so much that she did not hear the teacher ask her a question. All the children laughed. By second recess, the cloud covered most of the sky. It blocked out the sun, and the birds had flown away. "Oh no," thought Greta, "it's going to storm." All the other kids went outside to play, but Greta stood inside the door. "What are you still doing here?" asked the teacher. "It's going to rain," said Greta. "I don't like the rain." "There's no need to worry," replied the teacher. "You packed your raincoat. It'll keep you dry." Greta put her raincoat on. It was slick and shiny. If any drops landed on it, they would slide right off. She pulled her hood over her head and stepped outside, but she remained close to the door, just in case. When the last bell rang and it was time to go home, Greta looked outside. Big, watery drops crashed down from the sky. The wind howled. Greta put on her yellow rubber boots. Then she put on her shiny new raincoat and pulled the hood up over her head. "Don't forget to put up your umbrella," said the teacher. Umbrellas? "Oh no," thought Greta. "I forgot my umbrella." All the other kids left to go home, popping open their umbrellas as they went. Greta stood inside the door and watched the colorful circles get further and further away. "How," she wondered, "will I ever get home now?" A tear rolled down her cheek and landed on her coat. It slid right off, but Greta did not notice. "What are you still doing here?" asked the teacher. "I can't go home," said Greta. "I forgot my umbrella." "Of course you can," said the teacher. "You remembered your rain boots so your feet will not get wet. You have a sweater to keep you warm and a shiny new coat to keep the rest of you dry." She pulled Greta's hood up over her head. "There, now you are completely covered." She took Greta by the hand and guided her out the door. In the distance, thunder rumbled. The wind howled. Rain crashed down all around her. Greta trembled and her heart thumped in her chest. She ran all the way home. Once inside, she slammed the door behind her. "I think Greta is crying," said her father. "Whatever is the matter?" asked her mother. "I don't like rain, and storms are loud and scary," said Greta, "and I forgot my umbrella." Greta took off her shiny new raincoat and hung it on the hook. She took off her yellow rubber boots and put them on the mat. Underneath her sweater, she was warm and dry from head to toe. Greta's parents looked her over. "She's not wet," observed her father. "She feels warm," added her mother, checking Greta's arms. Perhaps, Greta realized, I didn't need my umbrella after all. Thunder rumbled and the whole house trembled. Greta tried very hard to be brave. Greta's mom made 3 steaming cups of hot chocolate. Greta sipped hers while she peeked out the window at the cloud, which wasn't so big or so dark anymore. Soon the wind stopped howling and the rain stopped falling. The sun came out and the birds began to chirp. An enormous puddle covered the sidewalk in front of her house. Greta had a fantastic idea. She put on her yellow rubber boots and went outside. She splished and splashed and kersplatted. Water trickled down into her boots, making her toes wet. Greta was having so much fun she didn't even notice. The wind rustled leaves on the trees, and big watery drops slid right off of them, landing all over her. "Are you cold?" asked her father. "Do you need your raincoat?" asked her mother. "No, I'm fine," replied Greta. The end. For more information, please visit covidrecoveryiowa.org.